9 p.m. tomorrow. All right, relax, dude. I'm totally from here, okay? 9 p.m. tomorrow, Monmouth University. Come through. It'll be a good time. All right, guys. I'm going to bring up your next comic now. Very funny guy. He hosts a podcast called Faxaroni and Cheese. Guys, give it up for Sean McDonough, everybody.
It's always a pleasure to get invited to perform in West Keansburg. Fuck's going on in this town, man? I was just outside smoking a cigarette and somebody was melting shit in a spoon on that fire they got in the front. Stopped at a 7-Eleven on the way here. The dude's like, "Hey, my man, you buy 2 packs of Newport Lights, I'll throw it in Suboxone." 2 Monster Energies and you can get some Cookie Monster pajamas for your piece of shit girlfriend. That was at the 7-Eleven too. That wasn't even at the Aki spot. I went across the street to the Country Farms. He's like, "Yo, you buy a pack of Maverick menthols? I got a gun on a string. You can just fucking shoot yourself." I'm sorry. I'm not usually this mean-spirited. Anybody that's here that knows me knows that's a lie. Car ride over here, I got in the car and my belt popped, man. I fucking miss drugs. Heroin would be great if you didn't get sick when you stopped doing it, you know? I would love to smoke a blunt if I didn't end up sucking dick at a crack house 3 weeks later. Cocaine is the devil. But ecstasy? Ooh. Ecstasy's like a golden retriever. Everybody loves it. And the people that don't shouldn't be trusted. I don't know if I've ever had a bad time taking ecstasy. I've come close, you know. But like, I'm not talking about that new Molly shit that you buy from a dude that looks like Waldo that follows Basement. Who like doesn't even really sell drugs. His real hustle is like pins and vegan mac and cheese or some shit. I'm talking about the kind of shit you had to drive up to like Morristown and meet a dude named Tony behind a Gold's Gym. And he would always try and sell you steroids. You know? Those good pills. Ecstasy was way better before smartphones. Way better. You know, so I was in college and I went to college on the West Coast. So it was Halloween, or around Halloween. I was dating this girl that was super into Halloween. So her birthday party was a costume party, right? I was trying to be a good boyfriend. So I figured I'd buy like this NASA ski mask that kind of looked like a helmet. And if I ate enough ecstasy, I could feel like an astronaut. So I didn't meet a dude named Tony. I had to drive up to Portland and then head east to this little town called Gresham, which is like the only place in the Northwest where the avocado toast hasn't made it yet. And I didn't meet a dude named Tony. I met a guy who called himself Jerry in a lowered Honda Civic with ground effects. And his real name was like Wei Shung or some shit. And him and his cousins would always try and sell me people when I bought pills. So I go to meet Jerry, right? And his cousin's in the backseat, little Jerry. Little Jerry was born in America, so that was actually his name. His parents were like, "Fuck giving you a real name and having you change it. We're just gonna call you Jerry." He's back there and he's got an AK-47 on his lap and he's stroking it like Dr. Evil's cat. He's like, "This killed 30 Americans in Vietnam." I'm like, "Chill the fuck out, Ho Chi Minh." No, it didn't. And I know that because I stole it in a home invasion last week and gave it to Big Jerry for 150 blue dolphins. So I come back from Gresham, I head back down to Corvallis. The party's pretty popping. You know, we're having a good time. This was before that song Lockjaw came out. Have you heard that shit by French Montana? It's a pretty white fucking crowd. That's the wrong question to ask you here. But back then it was the big timers, BG, Hennessy, and Ecstasy. The whole song is, "I've been popping ecstasy, drinking Hennessy, me. There's a naked bitch next to me. Just on repeat for like 4 hours. Shit's going well. I'm feeling like fucking John Glenn, you know what I mean? My girlfriend's roommate, though, was this chick. She was a little, I don't know, touched or something. I don't know if up here or down there, whatever it was, she was a little weird. She had this piece of shit boyfriend, Like, the dude was a fan of the Insane Clown Posse, like, for real. He had a mixtape. I'm gonna say that again. He had a mixtape. He came dressed like somebody that just got out of county and he wasn't wearing a costume. They're starting to argue, and I don't know if you ever taken ecstasy before, but like you get real empathetic and shit. Like you really feel like you're one with the world. So they're having this argument behind this door, and like I'm feeling his words like stab me in the eardrums and shit. I was shedding tears. It was fucked up. It's getting hectic in there. And then all of a sudden, it calms down just a little bit, and I hear him. And I'm like, no astronaut is gonna let a man beat a woman in a house that isn't his over some shit that he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So I kicked the fucking door down. It wasn't really that strong of a door. It was one of those little like hollow wood doors, but kicking the door down feels fucking awesome. Right off the hinges, right? I step into the room, dressed like an astronaut. And by dressed like an astronaut, I mean because I'm a piece of shit from New Jersey, I have the NASA ski mask helmet on, a wife beater, and a pair of basketball shorts. And for some reason, I had just watched A Christmas Story, like off season. I would bet all the money in my bank account that none of you have ever watched that movie unless it was between December 15th and December 24th. But I was watching it October 19th. I see things in the future. And I don't know if you guys remember that movie. There's that scene where he beats up the bully. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Now, I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like that's a pretty common fantasy among young, aggressive, horny, high on ecstasy men like myself at the time, is to righteously fuck somebody up. So I step in the room and he's shook. He's like, I didn't know that we were going to space, And I look him dead in the eye and I can see the fear. And I pick him up like the fucking Undertaker with one arm. I'm about to live out my best life. And at that very moment, I flex so hard, I shit my pants. I don't know if you can understand those emotions. I had been to the top of the mountaintop and walked through the valley of death in about 10 fucking seconds. Now, it's hard to feel cool with shit in your pants. It's easy to be angry. So I start fucking popping him in the face. His head goes through the wall, It's bad. I drag him out. I'm kicking him down the stairs. I'm literally shitting on him because I don't have any underwear on. I throw him down the stairs. I kick him outside. We're tussling a little bit. A pack of Maverick menthols falls out of his pocket. That was a callback, you fuckers. Come on. I get lost, I get turned around, so I Hansel and Gretel my shit trail back into the party. And through all of this, you know what this girl was the most upset about? Not the broken door, not the trail of shit, not the fact that I was gonna have to fix the wall in her roommate's room, not the fact that her roommate was crying and said she never wanted to talk to me again. I'm like, bitch, I saved your life, what's going on here? The thing that she was most upset about was that I took my helmet off and was no longer wearing a costume at her birthday party. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you're going to eat ecstasy, make sure you're wearing tight pants. All right, I've been Sean McDonough. Follow me on Instagram, McDonough. At McDonough.Sean.
Yeah. Woo!
Give it over Sean. right. Create his own Instagram handle. Too much ecstasy, bro. All right, how we feeling? We good? We got 2 more hilarious guys, so I think we can make it, right? Yeah? We're hanging? Cool. All right, guys. This next guy, very hilarious.